What's up, everyone? It's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO. Grixis Control Friday is back again. I'll be playing another league this week, as usual. Quick channel update. Between Eternal Weekend and, I do have to still work outside of doing this channel. I've had a hard time locating animators. Still, no one's really gotten back to me, so I might have to take the search elsewhere, but since the intro might be taking a long time, I don't want y'all to feel like it's not all leading towards something, so I'll just do another milestone bonus video. So yeah, put some suggestions down in the comments. I've already gotten a few, like my top 5 reverb pedals. It's not exactly germane to Magic, but sometimes it's fun to do fun stuff. Also, another tier list. People really liked the last 4 drops tier list video, so there's been some interest in petitioning for another one. But yeah, leave a comment if you feel really strongly about a different suggestion, and I'll get down to it. Anyways, the list this week is pretty much, the list we've been playing for a while. There hasn't been a huge meta shift since Eternal Weekend, because in a lot of ways, the Eternal Weekend results corroborated what a lot of people already believed about the format. So for that reason, I see no reason to really change the list. Fortunately, I feel like the video is exciting every week just because we're playing Magic, we're playing Grixis Control. The script writes itself, so to speak. So I think it'll still be really exciting, even though not many things have changed. But there have been a few cards that people have brought up, and one of them is Twisted Image. It is a 1 blue for an instant. Switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Draw a card. So at the floor, you could maybe fog and draw a card, or below that, I guess there is a floor of just blue, draw a card, which y'all know is like not bad in this deck. Cling to Dust does the same thing. I would say the floor on Cling is a little higher though, since there's always potential to get more than just one card out of Cling to Dust. You might even be getting like a lot of cards out of Cling to Dust. However, Twisted Image does pitch to Force of Will. It is primarily being used as a removal spell for the format's most ubiquitous creature. God damn. Tamiyo Inquisitive Student, which is a creature with 0 power. And every once in a while, another creature will show up with 0 power in the format. You're not going to be targeting Argothian Enchantress with this because that also has Hexproof, or Shroud even. Though I'm sure something else will come up. I don't know, maybe like Nethergoyf early on. Damn, it is really hard to think of examples. Spellskite? I don't know. Anyways, we'll figure it out. It's a cool card. I was thinking about running it this week, but then I just could not bring myself to because it reminds me a lot of Infernal Reckoning, which was another card that was 1 CMC. Honestly, a little more dubious because it usually came in against decks that played Chalice of the Void. Oh, I sold them. I hate them that much. But yeah, this card is 1 black for exile target colorless creature, and then you gain life equal to its power, which is pretty sick. It was pretty nice to hit Eldrazi with this, but towards the end, Eldrazi stopped playing stuff like Reality Smasher and just really went on a kind of beautiful in how powerful it was, but definitely oppressive to Grixis Control. Just the endgame Eldrazi deck that has Sowing Mycospawn, Eye of Ugin. It was just such a powerful deck, and this was kind of the wrong axis to fight them on in the long run, paradoxically. So I ended up cutting that. I would say Twisted Image feels even a little more narrow than that because colorless creature, I think, casts a wider net than creature with no power. However, Twisted Image does draw a card. There's a lot of forgiveness for it since it is blue. Like I mentioned earlier, you can pitch it to Force, but like what slot is it taking? I would never sacrifice like my main grinding tool like from the Catacombs, and I would not either want to give up a Fatal Push for a Twisted Image. That's pretty counterintuitive since Fatal Push does deal with Tamiyo as well. I mean, you don't draw a card, but it's going to answer more things in the long run. I might as well take this moment to address a question I get, I think, bi-quarterly, and that is, why do I run 4 Lightning Bolts and not Fatal Push? I don't find the 2 cards equivalent. In fact, the video last week had a pretty good example of this where I was fighting Turbo Reanimator and Lightning Bolt would have won, but in that scenario, I guess I could just put Fatal Push in my hand and protect the Ponder in that order, but I feel like that's besides the point. Ideally, you don't want any of your cards to be bad. Even though Lightning Bolt and Fatal Push do the same job a lot of the time, they're not equivalent cards. And that's why I like Fatal Push in the sideboard. I find Lightning Bolt a lot more versatile and useful most of the time. But when it comes to a certain job, like, no one does it better than Fatal Push. Like, I'm not a Fatal Push hater, like I get the reputation for a lot of the time. I just don't find these two cards equivalent, and I want 4 Lightning Bolts. So what can I say? All right, kind of got distracted there for a second. I suppose we could go without a Price of Progress, because I do want to make this video a little interesting. Oh yeah, sorry, this waterlog teaching should not be here. Sorry, all the waterlog teachings fans, but I'm gonna go back to like just the 2 mainboard Thoughtseize and 1 in the sideboard. Sure, we can run without a Price of Progress right now, and we'll call this the list, and we'll jump in there, and it'll be a great time. Thank you to everyone who's been reaching out after Eternal Weekend. I feel like the channel has really exploded in notoriety since that event. Even though I didn't do particularly well, I did pretty good, but not super great or anything. But it's been very helpful. I feel like I've been really, really encouraged and inspired to do more work for the channel. And I just really have all of you to thank. So thank you. If you're not already subscribed and you like the content, please drop me a subscribe, like, comment, algorithmic goodness. And I also have a Patreon. One of the slots at the top tier just opened up, which makes sense because it's after Eternal Weekend. Coaching season is not really right now, but you could always take time to improve your game, and people say I'm a good teacher. I don't think I'm like an exceptionally amazing Magic player, but I do think I am a pretty good teacher. So at least that's what people tell me. So yeah, if that interests you, check out the top tier of the Patreon. Otherwise, the other tiers give you free content, or it's not free content, I guess, because you're paying for it, but additional content. Discord community is awesome, and yeah, it's cool stuff. All right, this has gone on long enough. Let's jump into match 1. Welcome to round 1, everyone. This hand is totally fine. We'll see if this is a Twisted Image matchup or not. Opponent's taking a mulligan out of 5, though, so this might be a matchup where Cling to Dust is good. Misty Rainforest certainly seems like it could be Reanimator. Unclear whether Kolaghan's command will be useful or not. Hedge Maze. So, probably not Reanimator. They put a card on top. Windswept Heath. Probably a Nadu deck. I like Edict in that context. I think we're going to find out. I would like to find out. Yeah, I guess I'll play around Daze. Yep, there's Nadu. And Nomads too, huh? Well, if they rip Cephalid Illusionist, I need to hold up Cling. But I'm definitely just taking the Nadu. In a sick way, I kind of do hope they rip the Cephalid and just like jam. Because they also don't have green up for, or they wouldn't have green up as well to cast Memory's Journey. Doesn't seem like they hit. Love the Bowmasters. That should draw out Swords to Plowshares. And we're just steadily beating beyond that. Even though this is a great removal spell for Nomads Encore, can't really give them forever to work this out. Yep. Bolt. Sure, I'll ponder. Would be nice to hit a land. Let's Brainstorm. So I got all that stuff. And then hide Kolaghan's Command and Edict. Push some damage. It's pretty nice. Always feels good to hit with the proverbial Baleful Strix. Nomads, you got it. Nomads pass. They're not going to want to block. I guess I just bolt, though. It's kind of what you do. They must have drawn Nadu. Which is not good, because they could also have forced blue card at this point. What was the next card? Oh, it was Kolaghan's Command. I could deal 2 and have them discard, get them down to 2 cards. Doesn't seem great. Let's just cast Brazen Borrower. Speed things up. Okay. Feeling alright. Now they seem a little flooded. I think it's fine to use this in a pretty anemic way. Just because we need to spend our mana, essentially. They'll probably hardcast Force here. Yep. Strix. Nice. Strangely does not increase the clock, but Nimble does. Nimble backed up by Force. I feel like that should do it, right? That kind of stumbled there. I mean, they had their cards. They had a Goldfish. I mean, it's turn 8, though. It's not like if I was playing Doomsday or Storm. Well, maybe, actually. I don't know. They had a Force Will, too. But yeah, obviously that didn't go the way they really wanted it to. Twisted Image. I could Twisted Image target Nadu and then hit it with Lightning Bolt. This is a Tamiyo deck, though, so I think we're obligated to bring this in. As always, the goal of the channel is not to win. I mean, it is. Like, we're never, like, compromising our wins, but, well, I don't know. A lot of the time I will side out new cards when I'm previewing new stuff, but I think this time this is, like, a Tamiyo matchup. There has to be some rules, basically. If it's a Tamiyo matchup, we're bringing in Twisted Image, and we're going to see how it does. And we're going to bring in these removal spells. Surgical. Thoughtseize. Trim the easy swords targets. One Kaito. One Force. Well, maybe not in the draw. One Strix. The Mountain. And our set's a little slow for the matchup. I think it is one Force, and then I don't think I need 3 Thoughtseizes on the draw. Yeah, this hand's great. It's lacking in proactivity, but against opponent who mulligans, it's very difficult to throw a hand like this back. Problem is they might have Veil of Summer, but I think at that point we just force it through, because they probably mulligan to a Nadu. Yeah, you know it. Alright, force that. Oh, Zenith? This deck is different than I thought. It's a little dangerous to wait till the draw step, but I think we're going to do it. Because if they force that of will, this play, I think it works out pretty well for me. He drew a land. Yeah, so this is not breakfast. I misread the situation. So now we need to beat Endurance, Uro, Scythecat Cub. That's about it. No Keen-Eyed Curator? That's good. Alright. Ponder. No Shuffle. Snapcaster Mage. That's pretty good. They likely Zenith for Cub here, but no, they don't. Oh shoot, what if it's Endurance? I think that's fine. I'd rather draw it out. Okay. I'll bin that. I think we're pretty likely to find another land at some point. Yep, like that. Okay. Send it back. This has got to be Endurance, right? No, okay. Pretty big relief. It's also sad that they can still definitely win, because their creatures are scary. But if they hold off on the Zenith again, I'd probably be able to snap Thoughtseize it. There's a Halfling. Jeez. Okay, no Endurance. Alright. This Red Blast is not good for much now that Nadu's gone. I misread the matchup. I mean, I guess I could hit Uro if that ever shows up. Edict. Edict is not doing anything else while this Halfling is around. All the same, I think we just attack. They don't want to trade. Interesting. Now they're flooded, and I think we just take one here. Another thing with Twisted Image, I can make Delighted Halfling Bowmasterable, and it'd still be a good exchange, because Twisted Image draws a card. It's kind of cool. Get my second card off Kling. Another Surgical. Extracting Zenith is funny. Probably not worth it. But like, what else am I extracting at this point? It's like their main consistency tool. With Nadu gone, I really can't think of anything else. Yeah, there's no reason to like extract nomads. So yeah, we'll just hit Green Sun here. Not gonna pay 2 life. Getting the GG. I wonder if they drew a Green Sun, or they just feel like they are pretty light on outs from there. Pretty unexciting first match. I feel like my opponent's deck didn't really do what it wanted it to. But all the same, like, we have disruption. We can do stuff, so it's pretty nice. Let's keep on going. Well, welcome back for round number 2. Up against Pikachu, who's probably playing Blue-Red Delver. And I'm really tempted to keep this hand, but I should not. They're also taking a mulligan, so I'll join them. Ah, shit. I don't know. I don't think going to 5 is smart. I'll keep and bottom one of the brainstorms. Or no, maybe Murktide? This is tough. I feel like it'll all be fine if I hit a basic swamp on my draw step. Preferably a fetch land so I could brainstorm some stuff around. Yeah, let's keep powerful cards. See what happens. Hope for the best. Scalding Tarn. So far everything's checking out. Yep. Yep. Man, this is really comforting. Ooh, that's not right. This is not going to be good. Wasteland, Delver. Pressure's on. They likely have a Daze in a hand like this, right? Let's brainstorm now. Okay, I mean, this is like good stuff, but like, it's kind of sketch, right? Do I play Strix or Bowmasters with my one shot? Probably Bowmasters. Potentially eliminates more damage. This is not good though. Play him. Get dazed. We likely lose. Should have went to 5. But that has other risks. And their Delver flips. Pretty good. Knight's Whisper. So they're playing Grixis. That's cool. Maybe that means no Corey Steel Cutter, which would be good. Pass it back. There's still a way through this if I rip a land. And they don't have free counter magic. If they play Murktide Regent here, that would not be good. Predict. That's good. Pretty good with Dragon's Rage Channeler. Alright. Can I get a land? No. Alright. Tough run. I guess it's only fair since my opponent's deck didn't really function last round. Do we think they're playing Tamiyo? I don't think that's Pikachu's style. I think Tamiyo has 0 power. Therefore, it's not a tempo card. So let's bring in some extra removal here and call it good. Yeah. Yeah. I think that seems fine. Twisted Image could potentially be target Delver, take 1 less damage, make it a 2/3, draw a card, save me. Not good enough. Let's side out our big blue cards, because they'll definitely have Red Blast. And I don't think they're on Tamiyo, but we'll see. If there's a game 3, might bring back Nimble. Go like this. I like to go like this. I don't think Reanimate's worth it, though. Bring back Kaito. There we go. Yep. We love keepable hands, but they're keeping 7, so that's not great. I'm going to try and bait out Wasteland on turn 1. If I can delay them adding to the board while I get deeper into my deck, that's pretty good for me. And turned out great. They don't shuffle, but I have a pretty clean Kling here. Sorcery is like not the most common type. It's up there, but it's not the like most common above all else. Let's ponder. Yeah, that's good. Maybe. You don't always have time to brainstorm a lot, but I feel like banking these brainstorms will mean good things for my future. They might have Thoughtseize, because we saw Knight's Whisper last round. I don't know if they'd really want to bring it in against me, but nevertheless, we're going to hide those Bowmasters. See if I can hit these Dragon Rage Channeler. Don't want to draw that mountain. Uh-oh. Stern Scolding? Or are they just going to try and generate Delirium? Might just be Brainstorm. Force of Will. Sure. That's fine. I'll bolt. Now they'll Brainstorm. They pitched a Daze to that Force of Will. That might be their only Daze on the draw. But you never know. Activate Delta. What's this? Murktide, probably holding up Red Blast. Okay. Cast Brainstorm. Sure. Bouncing Murktide's like not very appealing. Maybe I should just use Force to protect this Barrogoyf. And I could swing a race in the 11th hour probably. Yeah. Do that. It's not like the longest term solution, but hopefully the life point swing is significant enough. Go to 10. If they try to double bolt, I can really take advantage of that. Bowmasters, sure. The lands are killing me a little bit. I'll attack. They'll block. They do not deny me my lifelink. That's cool. Do I need to play around Price of Progress? Take 7. Go to 6. I think I'll gain 3 life. Healing Salve. Oh, hold on though. I need to keep this Barrogoyf kind of big, right? They got 2 types. Can I keep Sorcery and Creature? Yeah. These lands are killing me. No block. Alright, might flip Bowmasters here. That'd be nice. No? Criminal. Yeah, I'll just pass. See what they do. Bobble. Take 8. Go to 5. Nothing. Maybe start a little bit of a fight here. We knew that was coming. They only have 2 cards left though, so yeah. Cling my Bowmasters. I can't keep every type anymore. Planeswalker's pretty rare. Yeah, it should be Creature. Daze? Sure. Bowmasters. That's pretty good. I'll attack. I'm at 9. Take Strix. And yeah. I like how they played that. There was like one turn they didn't attack with the Bowmasters, I think out of caution. Red Blast, it's a hard card to play around because I don't usually have to play around it. All the same, I think trading a Thoughtseize for a Force of Will when you're on the draw is pretty important. Yeah, I doubt there's room for Tamiyo in this deck if they're playing Delver and Orcish Bowmasters and Knight's Whisper. You almost want to bring it from the Catacombs, but then you remember that that's an insane thing to do against Delver. Woof. If they keep 7, or if they keep 6, shit. I'm not a coward. Like, I know I'm more likely to hit lands than anything else. This is not even a fetch land. I think we have to keep. This hand is so good. When they mulligan, can really leverage this, I think. That's what I tell myself. People are going to be mad at me if this works out, and they're going to be mad at me if it doesn't. I should have taken a mulligan. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a real piece of shit. I don't think they'll have Spell Pierce. So I think I'll just try and glean some info here. They have Molten Collapse. That's pretty good against Baraglyph. Fatal Push. It works. DRC. Uh-oh, what now? Ponder, okay. If it was another threat, I feel like I would have had to use Force of Will. Ponder will shuffle. They don't have a bobble. That's good news. We need land. Cast Ponder. Great. I like to go like this, and we'll hope they don't have Delirium, but it seems pretty likely there's an instant in their hands somewhere. So I don't think Bowmasters will take this out, but we can hope. Okay, they have Delirium. Edict it is. Or we can put Strix in the way if we really feel like using our life total as a resource, but it seems a little risky. They'll look at Bowmasters. They have Molten Collapse. I guess my upkeep is the best time to do this. Right? I think it is. Bowmasters, I'll just force that. Pitching Ponder. And then I'll probably draw that Ponder next turn, right? They have a third Ponder. It would be great to dodge Murktide for a turn, but they don't shuffle. Okay, it's DRC and Delver. That one I can poach, which I definitely will. And then the God Tier Ponder would be like land removal spell. I don't think I can keep this. Shuffle that. Great. Bowmasters, that's really good. Shoot. Well, I guess it's time for a snap push on DRC. And I'm drawing too many lands, which is not good. I could also snap push Bowmasters and then play Strix, which would open up more top decks, but I can't keep taking 3 in the air. It's just bad. And I can't really ambush these Bowmasters either, but I could threaten Kaito, and they might block here. Yeah, that's good. Well, that's good. Now they might actually attack with Bowmasters, and hopefully they don't draw Red Blast. So far, so good. Alright, we're in blocks. Excellent. I should not take 3. Things are kind of working out. I have Tamiyo. See if they want to Red Blast that. No? Alright, how about this one? Okay. Not a bad board. It's not a great decision. Yeah, I'll pack it up from there. Scary. There are a few Delver pilots as good as Pikachu, so we're lucky to have gotten by with that one. Welcome back for round 3. Up against my good buddy Joe L, usually playing some variety of blue-black combo. And I don't dislike this hand, so I'll keep it. They're also on 7. It's a little concerning, but we'll do our best. Ooh, I'm not holding up Cling to Dust by playing that island. That might have been incorrect, but I was thinking I'd probably brainstorm for Force of Will, if anything. I think we just start playing Bowmasters until we have to do something else, I guess. I don't know. Once I fetch, I predict they will brainstorm. Yep. It's funny how that happens sometimes. You just got a funny feeling. They have a lot of cards. I feel like once the first set of Bowmasters are down, and my top deck, if my top deck's kind of underwhelming, I think I'd want to brainstorm as well. Play Bowmasters. Bowmasters are in. This maybe Grizzlebrand is a little harder to leverage. I think that draw was fine. I could look for Thoughtseize, but I think I'd rather just keep the pressure up in absence of anything else. Sometimes Joe's decks need to find 2 halves of a combo But the fact that they did not shuffle after that brainstorm is freaking crazy. Like, what does that mean? We might just lose. I mean, yeah, that's a show and tell. All right, brainstorm. We miss. All right, fine. What do I put in? Putting in Baleful Strix feels kind of bad because I'll have to draw through these two cards. If I put in Scalding Tarn, I might actually draw an out, possibly. And it's too late for Tamiyo. So yeah, this will happen. Omniscience. I think we're definitely going to lose. They have an Emrakul. Yeah, we're fine. We can go to the next game. Alright. Let's take Red Blast, Surgical, Consign, Thoughtseize. I think that's good enough. Maybe Opposition Agent as well. It's a flash threat, and you never know if they're like doing some kind of searching. They like Limduel's Vault a lot. That card does not search your deck, but it does something. But there might be a card adjacent to that. I don't know, they're always trying something out. One of the many demonic tutors they've tried to print into standard. You know, cards like that. I don't need this mountain. Could even cut more lightning bolts, since I'm pretty sure it's like most commonly the way they try to combo is like a mix of show and tell and reanimate. Sometimes Shallow Grave, stuff like that. From Kolaghan's Command. Excuse me. Yeah, let's just trim all the bolts. And then it should be one Kaito, one Strix. Funny thing about Emrakul is that it doesn't really generate card advantage if you're able to answer it, that is. Like if you have Edict or something. Yeah, this looks good. I'm gonna Thoughtseize on one. See what they kept here. They have a Shieldred. Emrakul. If they show and tell an Emrakul in, it's not great. If I take show and tell, I also take their blue card for force, which is kind of nice. So I'll just take show and tell. Then if I top deck Surgical Extraction, I could also make their deck a little harder to operate. That Shieldred is a problem though. It's gonna come down a turn early even. I've got Bowmasters. And they're still just like sitting on an Emrakul. My position's not like fantastic. Spinning an island. Underground Sea, pass. Alright. Let's play Bowmasters. No cantrip in response. Ponder. It's a pretty good one. Nothing too exciting here, though. Maybe another Ponder is just fine, though. I don't know. Yeah. Take the Ponder, make a land drop, and cast it. It's not really a sign of strength to shuffle. I really don't want to do that. But I don't think these cards will be good enough. That's pretty good. Yep, there's Shieldred. I guess I'm just eating a trigger here, or I could bounce it right now. Doesn't seem very strong. I could just replay it. Man, this feels bad. It does not feel like the way to fight. But I can't really beat the combo, so let's go ahead and snap Thoughtseize. Double Force, Vesuvian Drifter, Emrakul. Huh. I think I'll take Vesuvian Drifter. Just another annoying thing to fight through. Now they're gaining life, which is bad. Yep, can't block yet. Or I guess I could. And oh, yeah, I didn't declare blocker. Have something to get back with Kolaghan's Command, but just doesn't seem very good. See if there's any way I can fight through this. Bin the land. Huh. Another consign. Feels pretty bad. At best, I can get them to burn the force, I think. Which they can hard cast. Oh, they're not going to attack. That's good. I'm grateful for that. Petty theft. I'll hard cast force on that, so something that could happen is I could top deck Edict and they don't have another blue card for the force. Maybe that could happen. I draw force. That's not so bad. Ah, man. Things are pretty rough here. Do I really have to consign a Shieldred trigger? It seems like a sad thing to do, but I think I'll have to. They're super flooded. Alright, Kolaghan's command. You discard. They'll activate Rainforest in response. And there goes their other force that we know about. I'm going to force back. This is important to me. And we'll see what they drop. Emrakul, sure. I could consign this trigger, but it seems like not a good idea. Alright, on the upkeep, let's bounce Shieldred here, so I stay at 3 life, I guess. And hopefully find a way to deal with it. Damn, not yet. This is rough. Because I'll just cast it again. As you do. Any way I can do this? I can consign the next Shieldred trigger. But I should see if I draw Ponder first, I think. Land? God, this is lame. I'm gonna bluff. I think that's how this works. I've got Lightning Bolt. Nice. Well, if I didn't have to consign my own trigger, I could have consigned that one and maybe found a lethal, but it doesn't work like that. Thoughtseize. Oh man, that did not go well. 2-1. Let's get going here for round 4. Hopefully it goes better than last round, where we really struggled to put anything together. On the draw, I mean, this is like the hand that won against Pikachu. I'm inclined to keep Force in the blind. They have a Tamiyo. We finally get to bring in Twisted Image, which is kind of cool. Force of Will. Alright. I mean, if Brainstorm doesn't find a land, we might be able to go to the next game after we find out what deck this is. They have a Wasteland. Alright, cast Brainstorm. Put back Kolaghan's command. Redraw Kaito. They'll draw. Does that mean what? No Entomb Reanimate? Gotta hold up Cling for that. But if they don't, I can Bowmasters. Alright, they still can't Entomb Reanimate. Tamiyo's grinding us out. Thoughtseize. It's pretty annoying. Let's get the Bowmasters in. Brainstorm. Sure. Put a point on Tamiyo. See what they want to take. Taking Kaito. Plussing Tamiyo. See if I can rip a land here. No, but I hit Brainstorm. I'll cast it. I think I'm just going to put all the red cards away. Gotta hold on to this Nimble. And do I really think Baragoyf is going to do what I want it to? Probably not. I think I'd rather have more Bowmasters. Can at least ask them to find another Thoughtseize before they ultimate Tamiyo. Or maybe they didn't read Nimble Obstructionist, I don't know. We'll see. Not in a great spot. Entomb. I'm guessing this means they have a Force of Will backup. Or maybe they just wanted to shuffle, I don't know. They'll plus. And yeah, they don't have a land, that's kind of nice. Maybe I'll rip Reanimate. Bolt. Rough. Alright, send it back. Let's not tip my hand in any way. Well, I mean, they do know about Nimble. Yeah, that seems smart actually. Um, I guess if I ping Tamiyo, it would give me a little more time before having to hold up Nimble. But also, I don't know, they're at 18. Let's do the obvious thing. Okay, I think they drew that at some point. Tamiyo's still going up. Let's deploy some more Bowmasters here. No force. Put that damage there. I mean, okay. I think now's the point where we need to start attacking them. Petty theft. Yeah, alright. Can't really afford to fight over that. Still going up. It's interesting. I feel like they'd want to grab that Thoughtseize. Maybe not. If I cling the Archon, I don't know. That takes a lot of my good outs away as well. Snapcaster Mage. Alright. Orcish Bowmasters. Resolves. Yep. Gotta let that through. Going after Thoughtseize there. I guess if they take Nimble now, it's not the biggest deal. I have a little more time. They do need to fight through those Bowmasters as well. If they're trying to win via Tamiyo. It'd be great if I could just top deck reanimate. Even that's not lights out though. Now they take Snapcaster Mage, which is pretty interesting. I wasn't really expecting them to take that. That's pretty good. Go ahead and exile these creatures too. Seem to have a response, but they might just be looking at the top card of their deck. See if they have to force this or not. Or maybe not. I'm gonna force back. Oh, woof, man. That's tough. Jeez. I think I'm forcing again. I think this is the fight. I think if I can get this Murktide through... Okay. Well, they're empty, but I'm probably gonna lose now. Damn. I'll trade Bowmasters, though, if they want. Tough. Alright. What do I draw? Strix. Not useful right now. This is not a good spot. Now they have a pretty significant clock as well. Maybe they'll just forget about my Bowmasters, who knows. I don't think I can block. Just not ready to deal with this Tamiyo. I can't even really safely reanimate Archon, because then I'd give them a Bowmaster trigger to take out my Bowmaster and make an ultimate Tamiyo. It's a bad spot. Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, this is pretty tough. I haven't seen a land in a long time. I'm gonna grab Thoughtseize. I mean, my hand's not good, but they might have like a reanimate. They might try to break through here. Let's just go to the next game. This has been a really weird league. Alright, Twisted Image, let's try it out. Very feast or famine on the results. Need one more cut. I guess it could be a lightning bolt, since we're bringing in Twisted Image. Alright, let's take the play. Cool. Yeah, this is pretty shitty. Not gonna lie. At least they're taking a mulligan too. God damn. Well, if they lead on Tamiyo, we'll twisted image it, I guess. I have some recourse against a fast reanimate with this surgical, but same spot as last round. Haven't had land problems like this consecutively in a very long time. Put a card on top. Alright, land please. Shit. Oh, I'm sorry everyone. What can you do? Pretty lame. Okay. I feel like it's not smart to just do this right now. Send it back. Hopefully they surveil. Nope. Yep. Alright. Maybe I'll hit a land this time. Still no. I can't even surgical. Alright, if this doesn't work, I'm just gonna call it. This is just pain. Okay. That worked. I mean, it was not really the right land to draw, though. I think any other land would have been better. Maybe I'll extract polluted deltas. Put a card on top. Should I screw things up? See what's in their hand. Maybe I can concede. Baragoyf, Force of Will. They sided out of their combo, so yeah, I feel like I need to Surgical Ponder if they cast it. I'd probably just cast a Baragoyf though. And I will not be able to beat that. Wasteland. Yep. Yep. Alright, what's the move here? I want Strix to stick, which means I probably need to Thoughtseize and take Force of Will. Take a Baragoyf hit. Hopefully it's not a disaster. It does not feel good. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, take Ponder. And then I guess extract them. See if that's worth a force to them. If not, I think I should be able to disrupt force blue card that way. I feel like that chump that brings in a bunch of like graveyard hate against a an opponent that pivots effectively. They'll brainstorm. Yeah, maybe I should have done this beforehand. Screw this game. Can't do this. I'm sorry, I can't do this. I'll play the next round. Alright, couple bad rounds in a row. Let's try and finish strong here. I'm losing my voice a little bit. Opponent's good on 7. His hand is fine. It's pretty good, in fact, if I hit a land. It's pretty proactive. It's got the Kaito Bowmasters thing. If Thoughtseize can clear the way for that, we should have a pretty solid game here. And we hit the land. Double Stoneforge is rough. Back to basics should not matter. Let's see what they go for. Cryptic Coat? Yeah, I mean, Kolaghan's Command might line up pretty well against that. And I feel like I might be able to get them to actually play back to basics next turn if I play this Bloodstained Mire. So let's see. Negative. Well, let's get to going. Alright. I think I can bait out something here. Or not. Well, they really called my bluff on that one, huh? Yeah, alright. Am I bad? Could be worse. It really all depends what they follow up with. Jace. Jace will Fate Seal themselves. Probably looking for Swords to Plowshares so they can start generating card advantage. Whatever they saw, they put on bottom. Cloak will not attack. Bolt. Let's brainstorm. Shoot. It's just one of those days. Put back brainstorm and reanimate, I think. I'm gonna island cycle. Cast a ponder. Edict is good. And I'll get my last basic. Wish I could bolt this thing, but it has ward too, which is quite strong. But hopefully they don't find a way to beat Bowmasters for another turn, and then we can pretty much hold parity with Jace. And they put a card on bottom again. Okay. Fairy is a little rough, but hopefully they minus. They don't. Jeez. Having a tough time here. At least I know what their hand is. So I think what I gotta do this turn is Edict and then Bolt Cloak. And maybe next turn I can take over. Sacrificing to Fairy. Alright. I'll hit Jace for 1. And hopefully they drew another land. I don't know. They continue to Fate Seal. And they continue to put stuff on bottom. That's good. I just don't want them to be able to... They minus 12, that's very bad, obviously. Alright, let's put 3 on Jace. Then cast Bowmasters, ping there, and draw a card. I think we'll bin Strix and then keep Brainstorm. Hopefully find a way out of this. Like, we have pretty good pressure on Jace now, and they are super flooded. I'm not sure what their last card is. It might be a land, and they don't want to play back to basics. Bolt. It's pretty good. Alright. Go like that. Draw a card. Take Force. And Kaito. Bolt Jace. Ponder. That's funny. I guess I'll keep the Edict for now. That was an insane game. It just didn't make any sense. That Jace was held in check for so long, and they were just only drawing lands. This is just one of those weird leagues. I hope this is still entertaining, but I feel like it's probably a good example of like how things just fall apart sometimes on both sides of the table. Because yeah, I didn't really feel like I did much in round 3 or 4. Let's side out a Badlands. Although, I assume they're going to side out back to basics. Most people do. I guarantee you that they play Swords to Plowshares, so even though we didn't see any, there was no evidence to that, but I promise you that they do. So we'll do that, and then grab from the Catacombs. I'll take another Thoughtseize as well. Probably side out this Reanimate. Call it good. This hand is fine. It's a little risky, but they're taking a mulligan. Let's just leverage these resources. Try and rip a land right now for Thoughtseize. If not, I'll find one next turn. Yeah, I should probably ponder. There's not much I can Red Blast on turn 2. Like, you can't Red Blast a Stoneforge Mystic. But you can Bolt. But I'll probably need to just Lorien Revealed instead. So am I forcing Stoneforge? I guess so. They've put us in a tough spot. They'll Brainstorm. Flooded Strand. Stoneforge. I'll try to force. If they force back, I'm just gonna have to Bolt. Okay, it worked. That's good. Alright. Island cycle that. Get an Underground Sea. Thoughtseize you. Jeez. Take Brainstorm. It's a little risky, but I don't want that Scalding Tarn to become like a real card. Ponder means they did not rip back to basics off the top, which is good. And like I said during sideboarding, I'm almost certain that they sided them out. Ponderful Shuffle, and I don't think they hit Stoneforge, so that is very good. Force of Will. I would like a land if possible. No? Okay. Geez. Let's go like this. Funny game. We're ahead, but we shouldn't be. The world's most obvious Pyroblast right here. I thought seized them and didn't take Jace. I wonder why. They're doing something. Snapcaster Mage? I'll counter that. Seems like a good thing to do. And I just need to pass, hold up Bowmasters. They find that land for Jace. If they brainstorm, I'll cast Bowmasters. If they go up, I will Edict, but also cast Bowmasters. None of the above. Alright. Cast Bowmasters then. 4 cards over there. I think first I'm going to see if they're willing to swords my Bowmasters. Seems like no. The only thing that messes me up if I cast Tamiyo is Supreme Verdict, which isn't like super far-fetched given how game 1 played out. But I mean, they're a Stoneblade deck. I feel like they have better creatures than me, so I don't know. Uh-oh. Something's coming. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to fight over that. But I am going to put Kaito in and hopefully replace my blue card for Force of Will. Whoops. Going to keep Bowmasters established. Usually in this matchup I like to get Bowmasters back to my hand for more value, but we don't need to. Let's go top. It's very threatening. Resolves. I like your style. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Pikachu match was super exciting. That was some really good Magic. That could have gone either way. Like, either player could have won that match if things just fell a little differently. But game 1, my Nadu opponent didn't really have functional draws. Maybe we just straight up lost to Joel. That's very possible. Joel might have just beat us because Joe's very good. But yeah, I just feel like draws weren't functional for us in round 4. And then round 5, game 1 was like really weird. They had a Jace for so many turns, but they just didn't have a way to remove Bowmasters, I guess. I don't know. It was just one of those leagues where like you remember how like not every game of Legacy or every match of Legacy is epic, but most of them are. So it's really weird to have 4 clustered like that, but I can't complain about going positive. That's all you can ask for. And I hope this was interesting. I did the thing. I hit Tamiyo with a Twisted Image, so that was cool. We still definitely lost. We weren't doing anything that whole match pretty much. Game 1 was a little tense, but yeah, they just broke it open just because Tamiyo requires so little investment to pull ahead. And also, we just kind of didn't find any land. Well, we had 3. That should have been enough, but the Wasteland was kind of pressuring our ability to cast a Lightning Bolt, which you don't always have either, so it was a confluence, a convergence of bad things, but I still had a lot of fun playing, so yeah, sweet stuff. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll catch y'all next time. I'm gonna go rest my voice.